Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Feece School. Today, we'll be talking about public speaking. I have made a video before about public speaking, but I am learning new things throughout my public speaking, and I learned a lot more things that I think I can share with you guys that you can learn too. First thing I'm going to bring up is posture. We all know you're supposed to look confident and have your shoulders back and your head up, but it's hard to do this when you're not really interested in the topic. If you're working on a school paper, for example, and you have to do a presentation, but it's not on a topic you're interested in, try to find ways you can be interested in it. We all have things we have to do that we're not interested in. Maybe you have to learn to public speak for a class. Public speaking can be easier if you find what you're interested in through your speaking. And then you'll be more confident and excited to share what you learned. You also should be assertive. It's a good idea to avoid "I think" in your presentation, because if you do say, "Oh, I think this," it might show that you're not as knowledgeable. So if you're not sure about something, maybe just put it out or do more research on it, or just avoid "I think." Obviously avoid ums and long pauses. Just work on being assertive and direct with your speaking. Okay, the second category is communication. It's all about tonality. There's lots of ways you can make the audience feel a certain way. If you're talking about something serious, you can get quiet like this. They'll tend to listen more and have to lean into what you're saying. So if you talk like this, like let's say you're talking about some heavy topic, talk like this, or maybe even a lot of comedians talk quietly and then go to a punchline and get really loud. Generally for these schools, I like to be loud and get people's attention through energy. So being loud can also be a very great way, but also being quiet and then getting loud in your speaking can be a great way to draw the attention of viewers. Body language is also very important. There's not much of my body in here, but if you're speaking on a stage, it's good to use your arms. Walk around the room. Walking around the room in a reasonable amount. Looking at the entire audience instead of just focusing on one person can be a great help. Just looking around at everybody, but not too fast. Like, just slowly acknowledge everybody. Because a big part of public speaking is communication. It is communication. You communicating with the audience. The main thing you have to remember in communication, whether it's your body language, whether it's your tonality, what you're saying has to be delivered appropriately, and they have to know what you're saying. That's what communication is. So the better you can work on your tonality and your body language, the better you can relate and connect to the audience. Part 3, warm-up. There are lots of warm-ups you can use to better your vocals or your body before you go on public speaking. And a lot of singers, or if you're in a musical band, or if you're a singer, or if you're even a speaker, any form of vocals, this is one, you go low. It's a warm-up, or you can look up warm-ups on the internet. There are a lot of them. You can work on finding your vowels, enunciating your vowels. If you're speaking on a big setting, my fucking phone. If you're speaking in a big setting on in a very important day, avoid cold water, because avoiding cold water can damage your vocal cords and make them more tense. It's also important to read your material a lot. If you have a speech you wrote out, understand everything that you wrote and don't try to read it word for word. What I like to do is bullet points, and then I generally talk about this, generally talk about that. This is my script, and I basically bullet point everything I'm going to talk about. So I look down at it, think about it, stay to you guys. If you want to go without a script, like talking without the script, then you're going to want to type in every word for word. Really think about what you're saying, especially if you're like doing a TED Talk. You're probably not going to have a script in front of you. You're going to have to do it on the spot. So it's good to really prepare your speaking. And don't worry about saying your script word for word. Worry about delivering your message understandably. Okay, number 4, the 4th point. And I think this is important for a lot of people because a lot of people get stage fright. I have pointers on how you can deal with stage fright. Remember, the crowd is your friend. They're not against you. They just want to see what you're showing to the world. The crowd is your friend. They don't care if you screw up. If you screw up, they're not gonna care. They're too busy with their own personal lives. That's what you gotta remember. But you also gotta remember, if you do awesome, they'll notice. So if you screw up, they won't care. If you do awesome, they'll notice. So that tends to help me. It's not the end of the world if you embarrass yourself, even if you do, which you won't in the right setting. Just remember, this isn't the end of the world if you screw up. That is it for my Feece School today. I hope you guys got some information out of that, and I hope you enjoyed the rest of your day. If you like this video, subscribe. If you want to see more, subscribe or like it or whatever, do all that jazz. If you don't like it, just don't watch it. Don't